Hey, this is Bill from Calderwood Percussion with another weekly shop update. Okay, so we've got a ton of things going on right now. Normally, going into winter is our super slow season. It's when I can work on prototypes and stuff like that. And it's also pretty important for me because it's Nutcracker season, which I know for a lot of you, you're in the same boat. Nutcracker season means like a million gigs, which is awesome because it's lucrative, but it can also be pretty demanding if you're doing a run of the ballet and have a bunch of shows to do. So, and for those of you that don't know, my wife Ruth is a professional ballet dancer as well. So between she and I, we have something like 35 or 38 performances of Nutcracker, either with her dancing and me, either music director or playing bass or playing tuba or both. So anyway, it's a really busy season for us, and normally I appreciate the slowdown in orders because it gives me time to do those things. But I even more appreciate having more orders, which is awesome, even though we're super busy. So some of the things we're working on right now. First of all, this tower of cajones, octohones. They're new design for us. They're sort of a freestanding octohone. They're for Piney Beach Elementary in Prince William County, Virginia, which is very near where I went to college. I went to James Madison. And my good buddy Steve Thorne, we went to college together. He is an administrator at that school, and they hit me up about these. They're going to start a hand drumming program. It's actually a really cool program. It's kind of like built around music therapy, and the name of the program escapes me right now, but I'll link it in the comments. It's a really cool program, both from a music therapy standpoint and as a kind of more performance-oriented hand drumming thing. Yeah, so that's really cool. These turned out great. Interestingly, they're a lot more tonal than I was expecting, but it's a really cool sound. So I'm really pleased with those. And then we have about 1 million rope drums to do right now. So these are some of the rope tension snares that are in progress. There's about 10 or 12 more in addition to these. So there's a couple that are going to Steve Weiss Music just for sale. We have a whole mahogany drum line, which will be, I think, 3 snares and a bass, all rope tension. That one will actually be available when it's done, either for rental or for sale. There is a set of, I think, 3 snares and 2 basses that are going to Bath County High School in Kentucky. They bought a snare drum from Steve Weiss, one of our snare drums, and loved it so much that they called us and said, "Hey, we got one of your drums from Steve Weiss. Will you make us a bunch more that match it? We want to start a rudimental drumming program." And I think that is awesome. So I'm really excited to make them. They have that one drum in the program already. I'm really excited to make them the rest of the drum line to go with it. In addition to that, there's the Middleton Pipe and Drum Band in Middleton, Connecticut. So that'll be 7 snares and a bass for them that I'm really excited to get moving on. This is a 21 by 26 going to be rope tension concert bass drum. This is going to be geared towards the symphonies by Mozart that had Turkish influence and Haydn and stuff like that. This was actually sort of commissioned by Handel and Haydn Society, where they're doing the Haydn military symphony, and they wanted a bass drum that was sort of like reminiscent or characteristic of that kind of like Turkish Janissary thing from that time period. So they weren't really in a position to buy an instrument, but they're like, "Do you have anything like that to rent?" I'm like, "Well, I've kind of been thinking about making one of those for a while, so sure, why not?" So I'm making this. It's going to be for them to rent, and then when it comes back after that concert cycle, it will be available either for rent or for sale. So you'll see more of that pretty soon. And speaking of the Handel and Haydn Society, you may have seen the last video. They commissioned a Turkish crescent, and I got to go to the Museum of Fine Arts in Boston. They were generous enough to grant me access to the Turkish crescent that they have in their collection, which is a beautiful and, to me, very iconic instrument. In fact, when I was in high school, there's a Museum of Fine Arts poster, like promotional thing that has photos of a bunch of the instruments, their musical instrument collection, that Turkish crescent is right in the middle of that poster, and it was on the door of my high school band room, and that collection, but that instrument in particular, has always been just this really iconic image to me. I think it's super cool. So I'm really excited to get the opportunity to build a replica of that. Well, it might not wind up being a replica. There's some concessions we'll have to make for playability, but it'll be very, very inspired by that instrument. So to that end, I've got I've started collecting some junk brass instruments that are going to contribute various parts. And in fact, what I really want is a mellophone bell. If any of you guys have, any teacher folks or other repair people, if you have a junk mellophone kicking around and you wouldn't mind parting with it on the reasonably cheap, yeah, I don't care what condition it's in. I'm going to drill a bunch of holes in it anyway. I just need the bell. But yeah, if you got a junk mellophone kicking around, or even just a bell, hit me up because I need one. And also, Mark Carson very generously just sent me this whole box of brass bells from, I guess he had done a Turkish crescent project of his own, and he had these left over and just sent them to me. So Mark, thank you. This is awesome. I'm absolutely going to use these. So anyway, that is some of the things we have going on right now. Like I said, it's a really ridiculously and uncharacteristically busy time. I also have at least a dozen instruments that are in here for repair right now. More than that, actually. A lot of instruments in here for repair. If I have one of your instruments for repair and it's something that you were hoping to get back by Christmas, please message me like now. Because like I said, with all these nutcracker gigs between me and my wife, and we got 2 little kids, my time in the shop is super short this month. So if there is something that you wanted me to repair or restore or rebuild that you wanted by Christmas, please message me because I probably forgot. Nope, there is one rope tension drum that is going to get some lights installed. That one I remember. But if there's anything else in the stack for repairs, if you wanted it by Christmas, please message me. Okay, that is all I have to talk about right now. But I gotta get back to work. I'll catch you next time.